morning. What is happening, guys? We're starting it off with a quick breakfast. Right now I got my breakfast burrito and my orange juice. In today's video we're going to be talking about what to do if you're falling behind in college. I got a little bit of work to catch up on, but today's video is a pretty important topic that I want to share with you guys, so make sure to stick around. Today we're going to be talking about what to do if you fall behind in college. Oh my god, bro. Oh no. When you get to college, it's easy for a lot of things to pile up. Obviously you have your academics, your extracurriculars, your social life, and all of that can really just add a lot of stress to your life. So today we're going to be breaking down a few tangible and actionable steps that you guys can take, especially when you're falling behind, to catch up and make sure that you're prepared for the upcoming semester or whatever goals you're trying to tackle. So number one, we're going to start off easy. All you have to do is really just take a deep breath, and what I mean by this is if you analyze the situation and figure out what is going on in your life, what problems you need to tackle, and what adversities you need to overcome, that's really just going to put your mind at ease because you know what actions and steps that you can take. And you know, when it comes to college, a lot of shit can happen, and there are some things that you can control and there are some things that you can't control, meaning that you can always bounce back if you have a bad test grade or you have some things going on. So any advice, bro? Now, after you've taken a deep breath, the next step is going to be analyze the situation, taking a step back and seeing what is in your control and what is out of your control, and most importantly, how you can move forward. If you just stay stuck in that same mentality of you're not going to be able to accomplish the things that you want to, you're never going to get anywhere because you're stuck in that mentality. So it's always important to stay positive, think about what direction your life can move, and then just take the actions to get to that point. Alright, right now we're posted up outside of, I don't even know what place this is, but honestly, this is the spot. Alright, we keep moving around study spots, but the weather is really nice today, so we're trying to stay outside as much as possible. We're gonna go to Frisk. Hey, dude, let's post up downstairs.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, I got some mail. We're gonna see who it's from. This is from Natalie. She wrote me a card. Alright, so real quick, I just read through Natalie's letter and she asked if this could be on mail time, so I thought I would talk about it real quick. But basically the question she is asking is she's looking to apply to a 4-year university in Chicago, and she's debating whether or not that is going to be worth it versus going to a 2-year community college and then transferring into another 2-year university. I think first off, I think it really does depend on your family's financial status and deciding which option is more feasible for you. But at the same time, there are a lot of benefits of going to a 2-year community college, getting your general ed requirements out of the way, saving tons of money, and then being able to transfer into a 4-year university. I know a lot of my friends back home have done that. They're able to save so much money, stay at home, commute to classes, and I mean, it may seem like a little bit of a bummer because Natalie was saying that all her friends are going to these 4-year universities, but if you really think about it, like, it shouldn't matter what anyone else is doing, regardless of what you want to do in life. Like, you have your own vision, you have your own dreams, and if you're able to accomplish that by saving money and doing things that you need to get to where you want to be, then at the end of the day, like, you need to do what's most important for you. So I guess to conclude, and my final advice to Natalie and anyone else that's going through the same situation is, number one, obviously talk with your parents, see what is financially doable. I mean, obviously there are things like student loans, and you can definitely look for scholarships, which I highly recommend, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a decision that's made between you and your parents or whoever's paying for your tuition. So, you know, it's not something that I can personally answer. I can give my opinions, and I hope that this is helpful for anyone going through that right now. Anyways, thank you, Natalie, for the letter. I really appreciate it. If anyone else wants to send me some stuff, mail time, I will have that address linked down below. So make sure to go send me some love, send me some food, send me some snacks, because I'm hungry. Is it late meal? Oh, 5 minutes till late meal, so we're about to go eat. And then it's a beautiful day, so we're studying outside Frisk right now. Everyone's messing up my audio.
Shut up. I know, but
But when it comes to the next plan of getting your life back together, and if you're falling behind in college, then it definitely comes down to having a game plan. Like any good sports team or any good coach, everyone always has a game plan of how they're going to have actionable items and steps to actually fulfill the problems that they are facing. So recently I've been kind of going through a quarter life crisis. A lot of things just haven't been going my way, and there was a point where I was just really stressed and felt like there was nothing I could do to actually make some progress and improvements in my life. But my friend Rohan, he just came over to my room one night and he's like, bro, like, let's figure this out. You can can game plan it and we can figure out what steps you need to take. So what we did was we sat down that night, I opened up my little notebook, and then we wrote down the game plan of 2019. So what we have done is just basically broke down every obstacle I was facing. So it was study abroad, midterms, a job, JP, a junior paper, and then YouTube. So those were the 5 pillars. And then we just wrote down a couple items per list that we could check off every time I was able to accomplish one of them. So like study abroad, I needed to have a Skype call. I'm scheduled that for tomorrow. Course selections. So having a physical checklist of actionable items is going to be your foundation and your rock when you're struggling, because you can just go back to this list and figure out what you need to get done, the things that you have already accomplished, and then if you need to add more, you definitely can as well. So that's why I think having a game plan is just super helpful. It really just helps you put things into perspective and realize, you know, there are actionable steps you can take to get out of the hole that you're in. Like, wow, this video is really depressing. I don't even know, bro. Guys, I really cannot get over the sun today because the past like 3 days it's been raining and cold. So having this vitamin D on my face, I'm just trying to soak it all in while I can. Let me set this down real quick. So as great as it is to have a game plan, none of it really matters unless you execute on that and actually build. And you can have as many great ideas or actionable items as you want, but if you don't actually go out and follow through with what you said you were gonna do, then that game plan becomes irrelevant. Alright, right now I'm headed to McGraw. I'm gonna do some last minute studying because I have 2 midterms tomorrow. But let's go. Alright, so basically what I just did over the past hour was execute on the game plan. Like I said, one of the objectives I had to get over was figuring out my study abroad application. So I just printed out all the syllabuses for the courses that I'm planning to study, as well as finishing the application. It definitely seemed daunting at first, but I broke it up and did it over the past few days, so I was able to manage my time a lot better, as well as just break down things more efficiently. I just printed the things out, so look who it is.
My spot.
Is your spot?
My spot.
Alright guys, so one of the last tips I want to leave you guys with, and something that I think is very underutilized in college, is to ask for help and understand when you need to ask for help. Especially when you have so many different things going on in your life, you may feel like you have to tackle these problems by yourself, but the reality of the situation is that it's completely okay to ask for help. In fact, it's even more beneficial to ask for help ahead of time before you get to a point where you just feel like there's nothing you can do. So some examples of asking for help are obviously going to things like office hours or asking for individual meetings with your professors if you're falling behind. Personally, I've been really struggling with a couple of my courses, so I've been emailing my professors asking if they can meet with me one-on-one, and that's just going to be a super helpful way to get ahead of my classes so that I'm prepared for the rest of the semester. One of the biggest things about college is that you don't have to tackle problems that you're facing alone. It's in no way saying that you're less of a student than anyone else. It means that you're being proactive in finding the solution beforehand. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed my tips on what to do if you're falling behind. I know that this is pretty relatable, especially for students like myself at these universities where you have so many different things going on. It really can feel very overwhelming at times, but I hope that these actionable steps were helpful for you and that you guys can implement them into your own life. Guys, we are super close to 100,000 subscribers. I just can't even imagine what that's going to be like, but I just want to say a huge thank you. It is also going to be the last week to purchase your prints on the store before they go off sale, so I will have that linked in my description down below as well. If you buy 2, you will get the 3rd free, so this offer is going to be valid for the rest of this week before they ship out, so make sure to go check them out. Drop a comment if you enjoy this one, leave a like, and subscribe for more videos. Don't stress, finesse. P.S. Merch is coming. I know I've said this like 10 times on the channel, but it's for sure coming. No cap. Peace!